Hey everybody, it's Carrie Beglow, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I am wishing you a good afternoon. It's not evening yet, it's close here in Michigan, and it's actually still sunny at what I believe is 4:20, so over the last few days 4:20 has looked like 8, sadly, and 8 looks like summertime 10, so it's very sad. Okay, so today's tiny tip. You know I love to use scraps, right? So I'm going to use scraps on this card, but my tip today is about using your color cardstock. Now, I really like colored cardstock, but sometimes it irritates me to add white cardstock to the inside of cardstock so that you can write on it, if you know what I mean. So my tip, and I kind of talked about this at the sale last week, is to use our thick basic white or very vanilla when you are making your cards. Sorry, I forgot to grab a couple of things. I think that's everything I need. And then always to score it, because it is so thick. If you don't give it a score line, it will make like crinkly bends. So, and when you fold into the mountain. Okay, you probably can't see it, but here's the valley, here's the mountain. You want to fold into the mountain, and then just use your bone folder, and you will get a nice crease. So there you go, there's that. So now today I'm going to be using some new products, which is fun. I want to use some fresh freesia, but I'm just gonna have a little peek of it coming out from behind this designer series paper. This is actually from a designer series paper that's coming out in January. It is called, hold on, it's in 12 by 12 and it's called Heart and Home. And I have some other pieces here. And that's what we're going to be using today. Now, I'm not done with tips, so don't go anywhere. I am going to adhere this designer series paper with the wood side onto this piece of fresh freesia, and it's just a smidgen bigger. Like, really, you got to be careful when you get this crazy. The fresh freesia is cut at 4 by 5 1/4 by 4, and then the DSP is cut 1/8 of an inch smaller than that. So when it's going to be attached, you'll see just a smidgen of the fresh freesia is sticking out. And yes, I can see I did not put it on there very evenly. In fact, this edge looks like I didn't cut it straight. So enter your paper trimmer. Y'all know that I believe perfection is overrated. So it should not come as a surprise to you that I made a little boo-boo in cutting. So still not perfect, but perfection is overrated, so I'm good with it. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to stamp the sentiment on here first thing. And because of this color, I'm actually going to be using basic gray. And the stamp that I am using says, you make me happy. And it's out of the Rainbow of Happiness. This is a stamp set that is coming out, and it has matching dies. They're fantastic. So there's also a Celebration designer series paper that goes with this. So yay! You might, if you're into rainbows, put this on your wish list. It's pretty freaking awesome. And you will see more of that in the future. So I'm going to ink that up, and I'm just going to stamp it right on here, but let's make sure I do it right side up. And I'm just going to put it down here in the bottom corner-ish. There you go. You make me happy. It's very little. The gray matches really well, and it almost looks like it's printed right onto that designer series paper, which is really cool. Now, the other thing I did was I cut 5 pieces of designer series paper in different colors, And then I took them and I used this awesome, I always forget what it's called, Banner Pick-a-Punch. You know you can do dovetails without this punch, but I do have it, and so I do like to use it. This is the tail end, so I'm going to put that in there, and this is going to fit right into that. Let me make sure I'm doing it on the right side. I want it that way. That is one thing, is you want to look like this is definitely growing up. So it probably wouldn't be super noticeable, but even sometimes people who don't like perfection. And then I always have to turn it over because I want to make sure that it goes where I want. And then I flip it back, get it in the center, press it down. Okay, so that is that. And if you don't have this punch and you want it, because I have it here, it's number 153608 and it's $23, but it's a pretty awesome punch. Okay, so now I have already done this for 3 of my 5 banners, but I'm going to put these 2 together. And we don't sell this anymore, but many of you guys have a little tiny paper punch, a little tiny hole punch. So what I did was I wanted to make them even, but I didn't want to think that hard. So I don't know if you can tell, but there's like a little dent in here. Use what you've got. So I'm lining up the top with this and then the end with that little dent. So like I said, use what you've got if you can, especially in this world. I think you guys probably saw my post about Stampin' Up! And the shortage issues, and it makes us all sad, but to be honest with you, I've been feeling pretty sad for Stampin' Up! Too. They've spent a lot of money sending out double shippings without charging extra. So you know, and I know that things are a little bit crazy in the world right now. So I'm trying to remember how I had this figured out. Nope, those 2 weren't together. I think I had it like that. So now they all have little holes in them, and they're at about the same amount. Now I've taken some linen thread and I've just put it on a needle. This is a fatter needle. I don't know if you can see, but it's got the fatter hole in it. One, because the linen thread is thick, and 2, my eyes are old. So it was a little bit easier to thread it. So now all I'm going to do is go in, out, in, out. It's pretty simple to do. And if you have a needle, it makes it a lot easier to thread this along. Just be careful when you pull, because this is paper and it will tear. Now I'm going to tell you that I've copied this from a sample made by someone on the Stampin' Up! Artesian group. They pick demonstrators to be, you have to apply, to be in the artisan group. And they're always very talented. I've never applied. I just never have applied. I don't know that I'm that talented either, to be frank. Okay, so then there I've got them all on there. Now I can set them on here, and I can just leave it like that, but I'm going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals, which I did not grab those either, so let me grab those real quick. And I'm going to start with this center one because I want them to be a little bit popped up, but I'm going to put it near the top. I may as well put them all on while I have them upside down, right? It'd be a lot easier. Okay, so I'm going to start with this center one, and I want to get it set where I want it, obviously as close to the center as I can. You know how I feel about perfection. If you want to measure it, you just go right ahead. And then I'm going to kind of decide how much they're going to look alike. Now I know that I have some room off the side on both sides, so I can do that. And now figuring that out, I can see that I'm not really centered. So I'm going to scoot it over just a touch, and I am going to want it to go up a little bit, but just a little bit. So this is where playing comes in. Just take your time, play around, You do not have to have it perfect. Obviously, you know I would never tell you to have it perfect. Never, ever would I tell you that. And then I'm going to take this side already because it's already here and it's down. I'm going to make a bow. You know how I love to tie bows on camera, as in I don't like to at all, because it's like you don't see, but I'm like sticking my tongue out, and you know, it's just how it is. Whoops, grabbing the wrong thread. Like that. All right. Now I'm going to get these two stuck down. I hope I'm still in camera. I'm sorry. So I have been working on my 2022 calendar, and I'm trying to work on how I can do kits and things for you guys with this new situation where, you know, we're honestly, just like when you go into the grocery store and you think you're going to buy something. Like I went shopping for canned cranberries for my thing for tomorrow. For Thursday, for Thanksgiving. No canned cranberries at all. I couldn't even find a place for them. So I asked, and they said they hadn't been able to get any canned cranberries even in. Crazy, right? So we just don't know. We just don't know what's going to be available when, and that is the same with Stampin' Up. I mean, back orders, you know, back orders could always happen. I mean, years ago, but since the pandemic and the shipping shortage and everything. So, but I want you to know that I am working on that, and I do want to be able to offer you guys kits. So, but with the Stampin' Up rule of I can't like pre-stamp like this. I could not pre-stamp that for you. It's against the Stampin' Up rules for me to do that. And so it makes it a little bit harder for me to make kits. So I'm planning and working on what I can do and have ready for you guys to order the stamp set that I'm using if possible, or some alternative ideas for different stamp sets so that my kits can work with, you know, like maybe 2 or 3 that I can give you ideas of. Okay, so now I'm taking this one. I'm not bow tying the other end of the thread. I'm just going to tuck it in the back. Okay, so only this side is tied. Then I'm going to stick this down onto my card front, like so. And then I prepared a bow out of the fresh freesia, and I was going to put it here with this. So that's what I'm trying to decide. Do I want it? Do I want it? I don't know. You guys tell me what you think, and then I'll finish the card. It can go here, so just say bottom on the garden green or one of the other ones. Or should I make it so that it's with this other bow? Maybe if I opened these loops more. I don't know. And then put it on there. Yeah, I don't like that. So no to this one. I think, honestly, I like it down here best. But let me know what you guys think, and then I'll take a picture, and I will add it. But anyway, so my tiny tip was to score your cardstock. Use basic white cardstock whenever you can. And then just use the color cardstock as an accent. Or you could actually cover the whole front of your card with a quarter piece. But then you're using less of your color, and you can always have color when you need it. Now, these are some new gems that are coming out. They're called Iridescent Rhinestones. So I'm going to be popping some of those on. Put that there. Then a medium size, maybe here. And then the smallest size. Oh, I'm going to put it right there in the middle of that flower. So now we have 3 of the gems on there. Of course you can add more, but I really do like gems. I do like this flower down here, but now it's making me rethink, do I want this up here? I don't know. I would love to have your input, and then I will show you. Now, the artesian person did put it up here on with the linen thread. So, I mean, I've got mixed feelings about it. So anyway, let me know what you think. Right now, I'm leaning towards down here, but I'd love to hear what you have to say. Again, I hope that you will share this video with your friends. When you do, please make sure you write shared at the bottom, and I'll enter your name into a drawing for next month's prize, which is just a couple weeks away. I can't believe November is just poof flying by. If you're seeing this on someone else's page and you'd like to watch me live, please go to facebook.com/memoryinkers. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. memoryinkers.com goes right to my Stampin' Up! Website if you want to shop. If you do shop, I hope that you will use this hostess code S26YFC77. And like my post earlier today about the back orders disappearing, if there's something you really want to try to get and you don't care if it's coming late and it might or might not be on back order, order this month. Order. Because you'll be able to be on the back order list so that when they eventually do come in, and we don't know, depending on the supplier and the supply chain, and if it's on a boat out in the ocean, we don't know for different products what it is, where it is, because a lot of this is done in the United States, but there's production issues. So, supply issues, I'm sorry. So, please, think about that, because you will not be able to even order it. And then it's going to be a guessing game as to when it comes in, because I have not heard yet that Stampin' Up! Is going to give us a heads up when stuff comes back. I don't know. So it's a crazy world. We're all just trying to get by. Anyway, I hope you like this card. Let me know where I should put that beautiful fresh freesia bow, or do you like it without it? Let me know. Have a blessed day. Bye.